Hi, this is Regina Y. Favors with Logo Plus Branding. This is a Favors business planning workshop, and it's geared towards the small business owner, typically the emerging small business owner, the person who is just beginning a business. You can be in a business for maybe 1 to 5 years, but this presentation adds insight into how you would um, conduct an online marketing campaign as well. So this is introduction to business planning, the basics. Take some time to visit reginayfavors.com for insight and tips, and then also favorsmarketingsolutions.com where I offer services, courses, workshops, etc. And let's get into it. So this presentation is subject to fair use. Most of the content I have created myself, researched as well. But I do house a references and resources section of the presentation, and then there may be some online pics with source materials that I have incorporated into this presentation. So this is subject to fair use. So the topics that I'm going to cover are all roads begin with a logo, the traditional business plan format, market analysis, developing a sales plan, creating an online marketing campaign. So the two last topics are in addition to any um, sort of books I have written, topics I have developed. I also have a Favors Marketing Lessons 101 list of titles. But the developing sales plan is the one that is most new. And I also have a separate presentation on it as well. So the learning objectives, by the end of this workshop, students will be able to do the following: be able to define the differences between logo and brand, summarize the traditional business plan format, research the market, create a sales plan, create an online marketing campaign. So, to business planning, the basics provides an overview of business planning for the small business owner interested in planning, marketing, and selling their products and/or services online. The business planning basics presentation includes information about the significance of the logo, the traditional business plan format, market research and analysis considerations, the standard sales plan, and the digital ad campaign for online marketing. This presentation focuses on the logo plus branding connection. So when you are making decisions about your business as a small business owner, and you're wanting to bring your product to market and sell it, market it and promote and sell it, you have to think about the logo that you create for your brand and the branding message that you put out based upon a product or service. Coffee Shop Business Planning from Seed is responsible for this particular presentation. It is a product of Favors Marketing Solutions as well. And so here is the mission for Favors Coffee Shop. What is Favors Coffee Shop? So, Favors Coffee Shop is a small business planning basics workshop that is designed to help emerging small business owners navigate the business planning landscape. The purpose of Favors Coffee Shop is to provide workshop and conference seminar guidance for small business owners needing practical and technical information about your business basics, marketing, and sales plans. Favors Coffee Shop helps small business owners plan from the initial idea we call the seed, and it is a product of Favors Marketing Solutions. So the mission of Favors Coffee Shop is to create and facilitate business planning workshops for emerging small business owners, offering both a planning and writing component, which may also include conference seminars. So the coffee shop today offers two business planning workshops. That's your logo plus branding. And then event planning 101 is in development. So the business planning workshops for logo plus branding, the purpose of this workshop is to introduce you to the logo plus branding processes to begin marketing your product or service. The Event Planning 101, the purpose of this workshop is to introduce you to the importance of creating an event plan to sell your product or service. So, all roads begin with the logo, creating the logo. A logo is defined as a symbol that a company creates and designs to identify its products and services. A logo can be trademarked. A logo is placed on all company products, services, including vehicles and uniforms. A logo helps the market, industry, competitors, and the target audience recognize and remember the company. And so then it's connected to branding. The purpose of the logo you create connects the customer to the message you want to convey about your product or service. The logo is attached to the branding objectives for a company and its products and or services. Together, the logo plus brand convey a message about the company and its promise to the consumer about its product and or service. Brand defined. Brand or branding is defined as the product or service that is unique and recognizable but is distinguishable from its competitors within a specific industry. The brand has a recognizable identity that consumers associate by product or service label, quality of packaging, value, and quality. A brand increases visual identity. So when you're thinking about brand objectives, a lot of times you coordinate those objectives with marketing and selling objectives or sales plan objectives. And then every time you want to connect brand objectives to marketing and selling, you are attaching a logo to that. So the following are sample brand objectives for a company's product and or service. So if your goal is to increase brand awareness, well, building brand awareness would be a marketing goal, right? Increase brand awareness, increase market share. So, for a particular industry, who holds the largest market share? If we're talking about the restaurant industry, we would likely think that McDonald's holds the highest market share, right? If we're talking about coffee industry, depending upon manufacturing or selling coffee, maybe Starbucks or a manufacturing company. So market share would be a brand objective. Increasing revenue, that means you would have to set a revenue target. So by month end, we want to achieve $8,000 net, right? That might be a revenue target. Increase sales, that means you are targeting certain products or services that you want to increase sales. Increase your brand equity, that is equity in the market itself. Increase web traffic, that means you are designing a digital ad campaign that's going to push online consumers to your website. And then you're generating leads. Generate leads is based upon whether or not the prospective consumer will become a qualified lead, meaning that they have the economic and financial power to buy. The brand objectives may coordinate, support, and validate marketing and sales goals. So here's a sample brand, Casper. They are sort of like a mattress giant right now in terms of offering a certain type of mattress. And one of the statements that you see here, because we are a sleep company that dreams, and so they're marketing based upon sales, any type of discounts, and then the different types of products that they offer. So take some time to visit their website for more information. We have a sample logo plus brand. So Starbucks, the meaning of the logo is a metaphor for the allure of caffeine. Sirens draw sailors into the rocks. Now it has changed from what I think. It might be kind of described as something else, but that's the information that I got off the website. Vision statement. So the vision of the company is to establish Starbucks as the premier purveyor of the finest coffee in the world while maintaining our uncompromising principles while we grow. So there's a suggestion that they are still growing, even though we know Starbucks to be a huge company. But in the vision statement, it suggests that they want to become the premier purveyor of the finest coffee, right? So then you would have to look at their competitors, who is another purveyor of finer coffees, and then finest coffees, and then you look at Starbucks, and are they considered the premier purveyor? The only way to really understand that is to understand their market share, and that takes a bit of a research. But they are connecting the logo to the brand. The logo, here is the logo. It has changed a lot. I just got the one. This is looks like 2011, but of course you can look up one that's maybe the most recent between 2019 and 23, to get more information. But that's the logo plus brand. The brand is to become a is based upon the vision statement that they put out to be the premier brand. So then when you look at this logo, they want you to equate premier purveyor of the finest coffee in the world with this logo. So there's your connection between logo and brand. So then we have McDonald's. McDonald's has changed its logo as well. I just got the one that was off the internet just as quickly as possible. But the meaning of the logo, golden arches represent ambition as a business. That's the meaning. Then the slogan is "I'm loving it," and that was something that was some years ago. I remember commercials, etc. And then the vision statement. The vision of the company is to move with velocity, to drive profitable growth and become an even better McDonald's, serving more customers delicious food each day around the world. And McDonald's is a global company. It is a global company, and I haven't checked myself because I haven't thought about it until I looked at the brand objectives, what their market share is, but I'm quite sure that it's high. They have more locations than Burger King, right? Even though we might like a Burger King, but this is the logo and the brand. The brand is I'm loving it. The brand is represents ambition. The brand represents driving profitable growth and becoming an even better McDonald's, serving its customers around the world, etc. Right? So that's logo plus brand. Then you look at Microsoft, so meaning of the logo, um, and I couldn't find really the meaning of the logo, but I have to research it again. But the red square means I think this actually is the meaning of the logo. I'm sorry. So the red square is for Microsoft Office, which is business and business life. The green square is for Xbox or fun. The blue square is Microsoft Windows, which represents calmness. And then the yellow square is the Bing online, I think, internet research engine, which represents optimism and creativity. So they are connecting their logo plus brand with different functions of their products. So the Microsoft Office is going to function in one way, the Xbox, the Microsoft Windows, and then the Bing. So these are their four major products. And then, of course, there are subcategories of these products. So then when you look at Microsoft, you look at the vision statement and the mission statement. And always remember the vision statement is something that you want in the future. So you're not that right now. You may be a niche company right now and you want to become the preferred provider of a particular product that when people think about a burger, they're going to automatically think about McDonald's. Or when people think about a coffee, they're automatically going to think about um, Starbucks. Or when people think about an office application, they're automatically going to think about Microsoft. And so that's the vision. The mission statement is usually all of the different missions for each of the products, any departments on site, programs, things like that. Each of those areas of the company would have their own mission statement. So the vision statement, Microsoft's corporate vision is to help people and businesses throughout the world realize their full potential. In a mission statement, to empower every individual and every organization on the earth to accomplish more. So we're looking at potential and accomplishment, right? That if you use our Microsoft applications in the business world, you're going to reach your full potential because you'll be able to type reports, you'll be able to send out reports online, you'll be able to conduct research using our research engine, online research engine. You'll be able to reach your full potential. whatever that is for you. And then each particular individual within the organization and anyone who is outside of the organization will be able to use our products to accomplish more with their life. And that's what they are saying with the logo and the brand, that you'll be able to reach your full potential and accomplish more with your life if you use our products and services. So this is my logo and brand. And the logo was created by George Torres of Blended Cultures. He is out of Southwest Florida. And I created two workshops for his company, Logo Plus Brand, and then I think event planning as well. And they were kind of basic. They were just in reciprocal response to him creating the logo. So these two new presentations are specific to Favors Coffee Shop as well as Favors Marketing Solutions. So this is my logo here, and this is a screenshot from the website as well. And my mission for the site is to be the preferred online curriculum you need for life recovery. So I also have different tabs for overcoming life setback, uh, conducting a gap analysis, some business topics, etc. But it is mainly to be the website that is. I want you to, if you're looking for how to overcome setback and how to get into life recovery. And we're not talking about something only for those individuals who might have an addiction issue or something like that. We're talking about individuals who experience everyday life setbacks or have experienced a seasonal setback. That's what the website is for. So the mission of the Favors Life Recovery Coaching Curriculum, which is AKA Regina Y Favors website, is to provide the tools to help individuals address and overcome life's little setbacks in three areas. So that's academically, professionally, and personally through books, serials, and online learning content. So that's my mission. The vision of the site, the vision will come from the greater company, which is Favors Learning Center, and that's actually in development as well. So that's the mission. That is what I'm hoping. So every book I write is on some sort of overcoming life setback, and overcoming leads to life recovery. And then I have extended the brand to marketing, sales plans, different types of video lessons, etc. So summary, logo plus brand. The logo is the symbol, an identifying feature for a company, the product, and the service. The brand is the product manufactured by a company under a particular name. The logo plus brand communicates the purpose, message, and value position of the company and its product, service, and related. So that's logo plus brand. All right, so the traditional business plan format, how to run your business. Again, you can always go online and conduct a Google search about how to conduct a traditional plan, a traditional business plan. This presentation is just going to give you a little bit of focus and some advice on that. So there are two types of business plans from what I gathered online. So traditional and then lean. Traditional is the much more comprehensive type of business plan. The lean is something that you want to start quickly. So when you're thinking about lean, you already have a lot of assets and funding in place, and you already have key people that you already know, and so you can just keep going. However, if you are a lot like us, we don't always have the funding. We're still working a job, and we still have to go through the process the long way, then you want to focus on the traditional. So the traditional business plan is detailed, comprehensive, and may be required to secure financing with the lender. The traditional business plan includes such sections as the marketing analysis and financial projections. The lean business plan is useful for businesses that want to start quickly. The business is simple, or there is an expectation of changing the business regularly. And then the lean business plan includes such sections as key partnerships, value proposition, and leveraged resources. So again, the lean is usually the one where the owners or the investors, they're already in place. They already have developed a hierarchy, the institutional structure. They can deploy many people in different areas and produce much quickly. If you're just a one man, 1 to 5 people shop, like myself, one man, one woman, then it's going to take a little bit longer. You're doing all of your research. You are researching, writing, creating the training manuals. You're researching the legalities. You're forming the company. You're writing the books, the products. You're creating all that kind of stuff. So then it's going to take a little bit longer for you and for me. So traditional business plan sections, when you are in need of startup capital, are usually executive summary, company description, marketing analysis, organization and development, which is your legal structure, service or product line, marketing and sales plan, funding request, financial projections, and any appendix items. So appendix items could be anything from proof of financial, what you have in the bank, right? Or any sort of cosigner, lender, anything like that. So those are going to be any proof of paperwork that you might have for the appendix section. So for the lean business plan sections, those are this is ideal for businesses with funding, an existing customer base, marketing channels, leveraged assets. These are people that are already. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to already be in business, but you just have the funding and the key partnerships, and the key partnerships have the funding that it's just easier to go ahead and get all of your people to start working quickly. So again, the sections are key partnerships, key activities, key resources, value proposition, customer relationships, customer segments, channels, revenue streams. So in some cases, you already either have a return on your investment from maybe contracts, vendor relationships, vendor partnerships, etc. But these are typically the lean business plan sections. So, important takeaway for the lean business plan: a value proposition. This is defined as the unique value your company will bring to the market with this product and or service. Revenue streams: this is defined as how your company will make money, whether through direct sales, subscriptions, and membership fees and related. What I find myself doing is still planning. I'm still in planning mode. But as I have been conducting more research on sales plans, it has become very clear to me that I'm going to have to create revenue targets. And how am I going to do that? Will I only have direct sales? Will I only have subscriptions? Will I only have membership fees, etc.? And so then the content that I create will have to gauge the customer, the online customer, to want to subscribe. Because I know for me, I'm not always a person who's going to subscribe to everything. Um, if it's a website that I'm creating, I'm going to have to do that, right? But how do I get customers to buy into the value of the content, the value of the book titles, the value of the brand? Choose a legal structure. So you can either be a sole proprietorship, partnership, limited liability company, corporation, CS, or benefit, and then nonprofit. So the goal is to answer this question here: how will you operate? If you don't have the funding right now, there's no need to go and get office space. But if you have the type of product that requires office space, then you need to make sure that you have the funding, right? So how will you operate? When you're thinking about the sole proprietorship, it's usually it consists of one person. You are subjected to unlimited personal liability, and then of course you must pay two types of taxes. So that's your self-employment tax and your personal tax. Partnerships include two or more people. You are subject to unlimited liability with one exception. So with a limited partnership structure, it wouldn't be unlimited. And then partnerships pay the following categories of taxes. So that's your self employment tax, your personal tax. Limited partners do not pay the self employment tax. So limited liability company, which is your LLC, they include one or more people. Owners of limited liability companies are not personally liable. They pay the following taxes. So that's your self employment tax, personal tax, or corporate tax. Make sure to research limited liability companies, because sometimes you may have to wound down the business and restart it with the person. So if it's a two-member LLC and one person decides that he or she wants to leave it, then you may have to close out that business and start it again, right? So you want to make sure to check with the state. I forget the state representative of that. But conduct a Google search of LLCs in your state to find out more information. So the corporation C corp, this is usually includes one or more people. Owners are not personally liable, and they are subject to the corporate tax. S corps, one or more people are included. Um, no more than 100, and all owners must be U.S. citizens. They're not personally liable, but they are subject to the personal tax. And then corporation benefit corporation includes one or more people. Owners are not personally liable, but they are subject to the corporate tax. Okay. Corporation nonprofit includes one or more people. Owners are not personally liable. They are subject to the following tax designations and exceptions. So they tend to be tax exempt, and corporation profits cannot be distributed among members or owners. Okay. When you are thinking about the business plan sections, you do need to choose an accounting system. So there are different accounting methods, and then there's the accounting structure, which is tend to be hierarchical. So there are two types of accounting methods, which is your cash method and then the accrual method. Cash accounting method is ideal for small businesses, but it limits predictive value. So you're getting cash right in your hand, but you can't necessarily predict um, what you might make in a year, right? Accrual is more complex to manage, but it can reduce tax burden. So then you have your different categories of accounting structures within the that would be housed within an accounting department. So then accounts payables, that's what you pay out. Accounts receivables, what you receive. Payroll for employees, and then your financial reporting, which would be to state and federal um, agencies. Okay. So then you want to write a company description. That's your company name, your company vision statement, company mission statement, your purpose for being in business, the goals, which refer to your business initiatives, business goals, sometimes your marketing goals, the core values. You know you want to have good ethical behavior, loyal to your customer, things like that, and then your core location, where you're going to primarily operate. And where you're going to primarily operate, just in kind of conducting some market research information, is based upon your core location. You kind of look out. So if you're sitting in your office location, then your market is everyone that's around you. So how much those people make in that area, how many people going to school in that area, uh, what's the demographics, what's the annual income of that area. And that's something that I kind of just learned within the last 2 days after creating this presentation. So when you are creating your market research, it's not as general as you might think. It is closer to the actual community where you have the business, where you're going to house the business or operate the business. So then you want to create a product or service. So what's your product type, the service type, the ideal customer, the demographics and audience? In other words, who will buy your product or service? That means you have to have a product or service that is worthy of purchase, because then only the person who is considered a qualified lead you can convert into a new customer. Not everyone is going to buy your product or service, and your socks that you're creating may not be for everybody, even though everyone needs socks. So you have to define your customer based upon the demographics and audience, and based upon the person who will actually buy the product. So calculating costs in terms of location. So both the business and sales plans require consideration of startup costs prior to launch. There are important steps. So those start steps are choose a location. So it's either going to be that you're going to operate from a physical location or online, and if you're going to actually have a service, and whether or not that service will lead to a physical location or just remain online. Calculating costs for startups. So general startup costs always include the following considerations. So of course, that's your office space, any equipment, supplies, um, which could also be assets, utilities, licenses, permits, insurance, legal counsel, how much cost that would be, inventory of any products that you're going to sell, employee costs, anybody you're going to pay, marketing planning. So marketing planning is such a big deal today because everything is about social media marketing, online marketing, digital marketing. So then there's market research, dig, uh, digital marketing, marketing materials, website. So that's all information that you would have to consider in your marketing planning. Calculating costs, legal and tax compliance. So startup costs for a business must include considerations of the following. So beneficial ownership, state filing requirements, that includes annual reporting, and that is based upon the type of company or legal structure. Federal filing requirements, so you must include compliance with the Affordable Care Act to ensure employers provide health coverage, licenses, permits, recertifications, safety requirements, business insurance. So anytime you are operating, say, a restaurant, you know you have to stick um, stick one of those notices on your restaurant um, wall or even the front to make sure that you are meeting all requirements that are necessary for you to operate in that way. Okay, and then of course business insurance. So let's get into a business insurance type. So you have different types. There are six. General liability insurance. This covers against financial loss resulting from bodily injury, property damage, medical expenses, slander. Product liability insurance. This covers businesses protecting them against financial loss resulting from a defective product. Professional liability insurance covers against financial loss resulting from malpractice, errors, negligence. Commercial property insurance covers a business with significant property and assets and includes coverage against loss resulting from damage to property due to fire, smoke, wind, hailstorms, vandalism, and civil disobedience. So um, during the protest, the 2020 protest, and protests prior to that, you saw a lot of vandalism. You saw a lot of commercial properties going up in smoke. Then you saw a lot of properties going down, right, because of the pandemic. And so a lot of times this type of property insurance will help with that. And then the last to the home based business insurance, this coverage is usually added to the owner's homeowner insurance as a rider. So it offers protection for business equipment, liability coverage affecting any third party. So anyone who visits your home and falls down on the sidewalk and decides to sue you, then this home-based business insurance might be able to cover those losses. Business owner's policy, though, so this is considered an insurance package. So it also combines standard coverage options into a bundle. So take some time to research business insurance types, especially by your state or city, local government, etc., so you'll know which one applies to you. So general housekeeping includes completing the following. So again, choosing a business name, choosing a business location, choosing a business bank account, getting a federal tax ID number, getting a state tax ID number, registering your business, filing state documents, paying fees, taxes, hiring employees, and then funding, launching, marketing, and sales plans. So remember, it's very you are very enthusiastic about starting a business and calling yourself an entrepreneur, but you're not quite an entrepreneur. You're basically giving yourself a job until you plan well and meet revenue targets, meet and exceed them. You're still basically a person giving yourself a job. So therefore, it behooves you to really focus in also on the funding, the launching, the marketing, and sales plan. So you need a funding plan, you need a launching plan, you need a marketing plan, you need a sales plan as well. So recovery planning, some other housekeeping, when a small business is hit with a cyber attack or natural disaster, creating a small business continuity plan will help to minimize financial loss. This helps you to prepare for emergencies, especially if you know you live in an area where there's tornadoes, um, what is it, tornadoes, uh, different types of floods, natural disasters that are specific to the area. You definitely want to plan for a continuity plan. A training program should be created to help employees spot and prevent cyber attacks. These include spotting phishing emails, avoiding suspicious downloads, using antivirus software, and then enabling multi-factor authentication, right? So I know for my job as a teacher, we cannot even get into the database without our phones and using multi-factor authentication. And then we also get a lot of training on cyber attacks as well. So market analysis, let's get into market analysis. And this is taking the time to research the market. Remember, you are a niche product. You're not actually competitive. There may be some competitors on the market in the market, but that doesn't necessarily mean that your product is competitive with their product. You have to build your competitive muscle. Market research. Conducting market research requires you not only to choose a market for entry, but also understand the market. So, good market research will consider the following factors: if there is demand for your product or service. Now, stop right there. You have to ask that question because if there's already a lot of product or service for the thing that you want to bring to market, is there demand for your product or service? In other words, what is unique about your product or service in connection or compared to all of the other products or services that are offering the exact same thing? If the market size is interested in your product or service, if the market size represent qualified leads, that means economically and financially qualified lead is not just generating a lead, uh, the potential of acquiring a customer, but then you need to turn that potential into a qualified lead and check whatever economic financial value that would easily transition that qualified lead into a new customer. Okay, so if the market size can access your product or service, so is your product or service accessible, whether it's online, website, via YouTube channel, social media platform, etc. If the market is saturated with your product or service. So if you have a book, if you have a self-help book on how to learn the computer, well, the market is already saturated with those types of books. But if the market does not have a lot of books for the elderly who want to learn how to use a computer or use TikTok or use a social media platform, then you may bring a unique perspective to the market. Of course, once other companies find out that you're doing well in that area, now the competition begins. And then if the market size would be willing to pay for alternative options, meaning a lot of people, we all understand medicine and that we have the regular medicine and then we have the generic. And most people for with their pocketbooks who are concerned about their pocketbooks and concerned about the medicine will always pick the generic form. So the alternative options works the same way. If someone can get exactly the same thing or close to value um, in some other companies offering, and you're offering too much for it, then they may choose the other company. Now it depends on the product. You can get an Android phone for a reasonable price any day, all day, every day, right? But some people will be willing to pay for an iPhone because of all of the different features, right? So an iPhone might be an alternative to a person who always, uh, um, I'm sorry, uh, an Android might be an alternative to a person who always purchases an iPhone. Either way, and you could say the same thing that for a person who purchases Androids, the iPhone might be an alternative. It just depends on the product itself, the services, the unique features, and what the person needs the phone for. If a person is always using an Android because they just need a regular phone, okay, they're not going to really care. But if they want to do something like take pictures, film a movie, do a number of things with the iPhone that gives them that kind of value, then it's going to be an alternative. It's going to be an expensive alternative, but it's going to be something that they will choose um, compared to what they have usually been choosing. Also, preliminary questions. What is the industry? So, what industry are you entering with your product or service? What category does your product or service fall under? Where do you see your product on shelves? I thought that was an interesting question that I came up with because do I see my books on Walmart shelves or do I see my books on another community shelf? Where do I see my books? Where do I see my products? And then which company or small business has market share for your product or service? So if you have a particular product and you're bringing it to market, how many other products are like that, and how much more market share, and how much more accessible are those products compared to yours? Remember, you're a niche product. Just because there are many stocks on the market does not necessarily mean that you are competitive yet. So identify the market for sales. What are your sales objectives? What are your sales goals? Where can you sell your product or service? Are you an online seller? Do you plan to offer your product or service at a physical location? Do you have the capacity and or organizational structure to sell to the masses? So when you are identifying the market for sales, it seems like these should be actually market objective types of questions, but you have to connect the market to the sales, right? And so then that means you are setting sales objectives if the goal is to convert online consumers to customers who purchase your product. If the goal is to only build brand awareness, then that's going to be a marketing objective. If the goal is to drive traffic to your website, that's going to be a marketing objective. If the goal is to create an online targeted consumer base, that could be both a marketing and a sales objective. So connecting the market to sales is still an important strategy because it depends upon the marketing goals that you have set for your company or your product or service, your brand, and the sales that you want, the sales objectives that you want to meet for that company, product, service, or brand. Gathering marketing research data. So once you have answered preliminary questions to plan for market entry, then you will still need direct research gathered using the following strategy. So you have primary and secondary. I When I was looking this information up, I got it from I think either HubSpot or SBA.gov, Small Business Administration, and they had it all one list. But I decided to separate it into primary and secondary because it depends on where your company is in terms of its revenue revenue generating sales, and in terms of its sales plan, and then in terms of its brand identity. If you're still a new company, you're probably going to benefit more from surveys and questionnaires, but if you're a much more established company, then you're definitely going to benefit more from focus groups and interviews, in addition to surveys and questionnaires, right? So the surveys and questionnaires for a new company is just going to be along the lines of offering a review. Okay, once you buy a product, would you mind giving us a review? Okay, but as you get into, say, for instance, if you want to get into the coffee industry and you want to do a taste testing and do a focus group and interviews, then of course that means you have the budget for that, right? You have the location for that, and then you are likely giving out $25 per focus group response. So again, I put it in this way, this primary secondary, because it just depends on where you are in your business development and whether you have the funding for it. Because the surveys and questionnaires, you can do that online. Usually, if you sell through, say, Amazon.com, they already have the review system already worked in. You don't even have to pay for that. So that's why I did that. Understanding the competitive landscape. So, market research must consider the competitive landscape, which includes understanding that you are in a niche position. The competitive landscape considers the following. So that's market share, SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, opportunity to enter the market, your target market, barriers to market entry, competitors both new and established. It doesn't matter really who your competitors are when you are a niche product or service. The goal for you is to make sure that you have enough marketing dollars, sales dollars, that you have a productive target market, and that any sort of barriers to market entry, anything like licenses, certifications you need to get, etc., that that is not hindering you from conducting your business. Once you get to a point where you are much more competitive, then you can focus on market share. You can do a SWOT analysis. A SWOT analysis you can do regardless, but you will find out more once you get more competitive. Okay. So now let's look at the sales plan. There is a fully developed, fleshed out sales plan presentation. This is just a overview of this, but there is another presentation on this, right? So developing a sales plan using marketing goals to sell. So what is a sales plan? A sound sales plan lays out the following: marketing objectives, selling tactics, target audience, online selling strategy. Sales plan today must include the digital ad campaign. So everything is done online now. People love to live online. They stay on their iPads, they stay on their Android phones, they stay on their iPhones, they're on their laptops and computers. It's easier to just type in their information or use their virtual credit cards. And so everything is online now. Keep that in mind when you are developing a sales plan. Purpose of a sales plan is to communicate how you will sell your product or service to the intended market. The sales plan includes communicating your marketing and sales goals and objectives. The sales plan provides strategic direction for key players and sales personnel. And then the sales plan outlines roles and responsibilities. So the purpose is to communicate how you will sell your product. That's the most important thing. And how you're going to sell the product will be connected to uh, a revenue target. So this is the sales plan for products A, B, and C, and these are the target markets A, B, and C, and how you will actually coordinate those two initiatives. Sales plan examples. So sales plan examples are based on the marketing objectives for your company and its products and services. So here are a few types. So 30, 60, 90-day sales plan. This allows you to create 3 types of sales goals based on the period of sales. So when I was creating my digital ad campaign, and I was just kind of like testing the market in terms and really just learning about online marketing, I actually created a 3-month case study. And so I did a marketing campaign. I created the digital ads, things like that, and I did the marketing campaign, 7-day campaigns, looked at the results, and then initiated another one. And so it was about 3 digital ad campaigns that I put into different books. So now that I have done that, this gives me an opportunity to look at the sales plan and creating a 3-month case study for a sales plan. So 30, 60, 90 days. Marketing alignment sales plan. So this allows you to coordinate both marketing and sales goals. This helps to facilitate the ideal customer profile, your buyer's persona. So who is your ideal customer or customers or group or gender characteristics? If you are a new mother, you're definitely going to have a lot of books that help you and guide you on being a new mother, right? So then you're going to align marketing to that target group and meeting sales goals. How many times do you see that person come into the store? How many times um, what are the statistical rates for women who are pregnant? Of course, they are pregnant for 9 months. And then, how many times out of the year, on average, do women birth? And then maybe use that information, that statistical research type of data, to form how you might market and align goals. That means you are also going to market around hospitals. You may even have a little shop in the hospital. Um, you might talk to one of the new mother programs or something like that that's housed in the hospital. Talk to agencies, come in, give workshops, things like that. So that's how you would market and align your goals in terms of selling products and then in terms of creating a sales plan. Business development strategic sales plan. So this type of plan encourages long-term business growth. It is designed to help you research new target markets and align sales goals for that new market or territory. New product sales plan. This type of plan helps you to launch a new product or service. This helps you to generate revenue, develop a sales strategy, strengthen your brand's position, and secure relationships with marketing channel partners. So it is always great when you already have existing marketing channel partners. So it's not that hard to introduce a new product. It's a new product, but when you are very new and then you're starting out, uh, your marketing channels are going to be those channels that you can actually afford. And so I go into marketing channels a little bit later, but those are the ones that you can afford, that you can begin to deploy uh, your digital ads, things that you want to do. So the sales plan template. The following items are standard for the sales plan. The list is not exhaustive. A separate presentation is available for extensive exploration. So the mission and background, sales team, target market, tools, software resources, brand and sales positioning, your marketing strategy, action plan, goals, budget. One thing about me, sometimes where I struggle is I can plan and plan and plan and plan and plan, but sometimes I have an issue with executing. And developing an action plan will be the thing that I need to consider and take much more um, um, time with. That's why I would connect the action plan with the sales plan so that I can begin executing. So for more information, on sales planning, download and watch the video and documents titled as follows. So you'll see it actually titled this way: logo plus branding, introduction to the sales plan, the basics. It goes into much more greater detail about sales plans. So creating an online marketing campaign. This is where you're going to develop the digital ad and secure your marketing channels. So, what is an online marketing campaign? An online marketing campaign, better defined as a digital marketing campaign, is a planned and coordinated effort to promote a product, service, and or brand to a target audience utilizing digital channels. Digital marketing channels include content marketing, influencer marketing, mobile marketing, video marketing, affiliate marketing, SEM, which is search in Lord, search engine marketing, display advertising, and word of mouth marketing. Okay, so these are your standard digital marketing channels. Again, the list is not exhaustive. Digital marketing tactics would include search engine uh, um, optimization, SEO, pay per click. So that's your advertising. So if you decide to get a Facebook ad, Facebook sign up for the Facebook advertising program, that will be considered pay per click. Google Ads, pay per click. Social media marketing, email marketing, and content marketing. Content marketing could be both written content, typed content, as well as vlog. So this is online marketing. All right. So now that you understand the online, what an online marketing campaign is, a digital marketing campaign is, you need to create marketing goals. These marketing goals were the same ones that I started out with when I was writing my books. And so these are the ones that have guided a lot of the writing, a lot of the planning, digital ad campaign 3-month case study, and will continue to guide my business plan, marketing plan, sales plan. So these are your marketing goals. Build brand awareness, drive traffic to your website, create an online targeted consumer base, create a buyer's persona, create customers who purchase your products, create an email list, and then assess returning customers. Now you have to understand that I use these as marketing goals, but on second sight, I look at these and I think about uh, that these can also be your business planning goals, marketing goals, as well as your sales goals. So we understand that building brand awareness is always going to be a marketing goal. Driving traffic to your website will be a marketing goal. Creating an online targeted consumer base will be a marketing goal based upon a digital ad, right? Plus a business and plus if you connect it to a business goal. Creating a buyer's persona is going to move it from marketing goal to sales plan. Um, it's a shaky transition because when you create the digital ad, you are creating the digital ad based upon a target market, right? And the buyer's persona will become a target market that you use as a guide for developing the marketing plan as well as the sales plan. Creating customers who purchase your products is now moving it into a sales plan. It is definitely moved because you want to convert what started out as a lead to a qualified lead to a new customer. And so eventually you're going to have to create a revenue target based upon that customer, based upon that buyer's persona as well. And it is converting the online consumer to a person, to a customer who will actually purchase your product, converting the qualified lead to a new customer. And then creating an email list and assessing returning customers that's going to be based upon you can create an email list if you exhibit at a conference, right? You just put out a email list sheet, have people sign up, right? You can give a product away and then they sign up, right, just to give them incentive. But assessing returning customers is just going to be based upon product reviews, right? Um, People who leave a review about your product and that gives you some feedback. So then that's going to be after the sales. That's going to be a post sales plan that you might have to develop. So creating marketing goals, build brand awareness, drive traffic to your website, create an online targeted consumer base, create a buyer's persona, create customers who purchase your products, create an email list, and assess returning customers is that transition from to marketing plan to sales plan. Digital ad campaign. So choose a product or service to test the market. Choose a social media marketing platform such as Facebook. Establish a minimum budget over a 7-day period. Choose a marketing goal such as build brand awareness, drive traffic to the website, etc. Design a digital ad that includes the message, the product, and the call to action. Deploy the ad campaign, and then after the period ends, review the data results. So if you're wanting to know how this whole thing works in terms of digital ad campaigning, just sign up for Facebook. Facebook is the most cost effective in terms of digital ad. You can sign up for $14 and conduct a 7-day ad campaign, or you can sign up for the same 7 day and increase the budget by $20 or $35 or $100, right? But it is the most cost effective compared to the others, like LinkedIn. So then you are choosing a product to test. You're choosing the social media platform. Choose a 7-day period. Think about the marketing goal based upon the product or service. Uh, then you want to design the digital ad, and the most important part is to get the customer, the online consumer, to act. The call to action is to act. So the ad could be enroll now. The call to action could be purchase now. The call to action could be visit us at our location, anything like that. But you want to get them to act versus continually consuming the product. And then deploy the ad campaign during that 7-day period, and then you can review the data results. The good thing about these platforms, these social media platforms, advertising campaigns, they give you so much data. They give you the demographics data, they give you the age, the gender, They give you the geography. You can set the geography anyway. They give you how many times a person clicked on it, the reach, the link clicks, the engagement. They give you so much information, and then that informs how you will now market and create the sales plan. So this is a digital ad that I created for my online coaching program. So I chose a target audience, set a marketing goal, choose the appropriate platform, create the budget, include call to action language. So, of course, this is an online coaching. It's part of the Favors Marketing Solutions, and it is the Setting Marketing Goals workshop. The call to action is enrolled now. And then, of course, you can access the website, right? This is one of the ads that I have created for my exhibition at the Small Business Expo 2024. So this is going to be a really, really good test. So then now let's look at the explanation for the ad, okay? So the target audience, students who want to learn how to set marketing goals and complete a workshop. So that would be the audience, right? The marketing goal would be create targeted online consumer base. So anyone who wants to, um, who is in a process of now converting into a customer, and then convert online consumers to customers who purchase. So they not only to the cart, add the item to the cart, but will actually purchase. And their platform, Face Facebook Digital Ads Program. The budget will be for $14 for a 7-day digital ad. And then, of course, the call to action is enroll now. So here's another sample digital ad that I created for my titles. I have multiple titles. This is a digital ad type of book, online books, self-publishing. Then, of course, the marketing goals will be to build brand awareness about self-reflection, okay, life recovery after romantic hastiness, and then overcoming setback, drive traffic to the website, create online consumers of this, because then I would have a website address, and then create customers who purchase. So if I was in a marketing goal, if I was just exercising marketing goals, then I will spend more time building brand awareness, driving traffic to the website, possibly creating online consumers if I lead them to a video lesson, whether they access the YouTube channel or my website. But if I was in sale mode, I would have to focus more on create customers who purchase. So that means my sales goals would have to have revenue targets. I have a targeted demographic, figure out who the buyer's persona is, information like that. So then this will be the marketing channels for this type of digital ad. So content marketing would be blogs or could be vlogs, digital advertising on Facebook, word of mouth. Facebook posts could be unpaid, meaning that I could run an ad campaign, and then I could just post this particular digital ad on my Facebook profile. And then search engine optimization, I would have to probably hire an SEO provider so I can get the most accurate keywords. Marketing channels defined. So the following marketing channels are standard to facilitate marketing goals. So marketing channels can include paid and free. Digital advertising, influencer marketing, search engine optimization, content marketing, word of mouth, traditional marketing through mass media and print. Mass media, it just depends because mass media is also online as well. So conclusion, leveraging your logo and brand. Most important takeaway, you can create a logo, you can have a brand. However, you must be able to leverage that logo plus brand, not only to gain a consumer base, but also to design digital marketing and sales plans to create online consumers who will become customers who purchase your products. Buy into the message of your company, product, or service. So if you're just if this is a hobby for you, then you can do all the digital ads, you can post everything, you can get people to look at your stuff, sometimes not look at your stuff. But if you're going to become a business, you're going to have to leverage that logo and brand. and you're going to have to figure out what your target customer is, design a digital marketing campaign, sales plans, um, and help customers buy into the message of your company, product, and or service. So these are the Favors Marketing Lessons 101 titles. So there's the workbook and action planning guide. That's the first one I wrote. And that was just really a way for me to understand this whole marketing game. And then there's the basics for creating the buyer's persona. So that's I look at, I think, five to six different ideal customers and do a full flesh out of those customers. Part of the buyer's persona is included in um, the content for the digital ad campaign as well. Um, these two are new titles as of December 2023. We're in January 2024, and so this is a brief guide to digital marketing, and then digital ads collection and planning workbook. So the brief guide goes over standard digital marketing terms, and then the digital ads collection, I brought together all of the digital ads I created for the 3 month campaign into this one book and created a planning workbook for it. Some ads are actually included in all of the Favors Marketing Lessons 101 books, but this one right here, the digital ads collection, it includes all of them. So, about Favors Marketing Solutions. Favors Marketing Solutions is a creative digital marketing agency. FMS offers marketing planning services, workshops, and a digital marketing curriculum. Favors Marketing Solutions creates and facilitates the Favors Business Planning Workshops, which manages Favors Coffee Shop Business Planning from Seed. FMS manages the content development for Favors Marketing School, which is currently in development. All right, so these are the resources, references, and resources used. This will be a downloadable document as well. So I want to leave you with this Logo Plus brand for business planning basics, that it is important to understand the basics of business planning, adopting the business plan template, conducting marketing research, as well as preparing yourself to now create the sales plan so that you are now creating revenue targets so that you can actually sell the product. So this is Logo Plus Branding, introduction to the business plan, the basics. Please visit favorsmarketingsolutions.com for more to access services, products, workshops. You can also visit ReginaYFavors.com to access tips and services for any sort of life recovery need. Thank you very much for listening.